At first, I have some questions to you. Of you, are there people who are more than 10 years into contributing to free software? Yes, there are some. So, of you, so there should be some who know about the UDS. UDS is Ubuntu Developer Summit. Ah, yes, yes. And have you attended Ubuntu Developer Summits? Yes. And did you like the Ubuntu Developer Summits? Yes. So you have won a polo? And who else? Yes. Unfortunately, it's only L. I hope it fits, otherwise give it to your wife or something like that. So then let us go to our talk. So long ago, we had the Ubuntu Developer Summits, huge events with many people, and this was a meeting of the people of Canonical, the company who makes Ubuntu and is sponsoring this nice event, and the community, all the people who are as a hobby volunteering to contribute to free software. They could meet, and it was not a conference with pre-scheduled talks as this one. It was an unconference. There were spontaneous spontaneous meetings of free software developers from Canonical and not from Canonical together, and they worked on the components of the next Ubuntu version. And it started in 2004 so right in the beginning of Ubuntu that there was the first public Ubuntu Developer Summit. And it was already before my time at Canonical. At 2006, I was still at Mandrake Soft in Paris. Yes, I lived in Paris, but please, do not try to speak French to me. And I was, and it happened that I was running an open printing booth. Up to then, every year from 2001 to 2006, I was organizing a printing booth on the Linux Tag, the biggest Linux show in Europe, there in the early zeros. And it does not exist anymore nowadays. And there I bumped into Mark Shuttleworth. And I got invited to work at Canonical, and then for the onboarding I got invited to the UDS 2006 in Paris. I lived in Paris. I simply took the train to the airport and then the courtesy bus of the hotel from the airport, and then I was there. It was in an airport hotel. And so it was a huge event, lots of people, lots of fun. I met my mentor who later on taught me how to Debianize software, Debian packaging. Nowadays I'm snapping but Debianizing all, but more snapping now. So, and then it went on. I was at Canonical, and I attended many more Ubuntu Developer Summits twice a year, because we had releases twice a year. 2006, 2007, 8, 9, next. And next slide. And yes, yeah, I can advance my message. Yes, 2000, as an example, 2010, it was the UDS for Maverick in Brussels, here. And then 2010, it was the UDS for Netty in Orlando. We had to get into a big resort in a big hotel with a big pool, because it was the Netty narwhal and it needed to fit into the pool. So next. And then in May 2011, it was the UDS for Oneric in Budapest. And oh no, 2012, and this was the last UDS. Canonical stopped with the UDSs. So last UDS 2012 in Copenhagen preparing Ubuntu 13.04, the wearing wingtail. And after that, they have switched to virtual UDSs. We didn't have a pandemic, but they tried virtual online UDSs to attempt to widen the engagement and attendance. But we really failed with that. Nearly no one attended. It was really bad. It was boring because there was, it looked for us more like a cost-saving measure and not really like trying to improve something. One problem was perhaps also that Jono Bacon, our community manager, was gone. Perhaps this had also influence on it. And I was not.
That was secret.
Yes. And this did not last long, and the virtual summit, no fun, no people, no beer, no board games. Rest in peace, virtual summit. Next. And some years later, 2022, a pandemic is over. We are returning to real conferences in person and not virtual anymore. And on this wave of real conferences, after 2 horrible years of pandemic, with no in-person meetings, next. So we did a little change. Here you see a little script to apply the patch, to apply the change. We had Ubuntu Developer Summits, but now, this year, we will return to in-person summits, but Ubuntu Summit, not Ubuntu Developer Summits. We do not want to chase away the developers. The developers will come too, but also the documenters, the designers, everyone who somehow contributes to free software is welcome. Next. So we will have the first Ubuntu Summit on November 7 to 9, 2022, this year, so in autumn, Northern Hemisphere, in Prague. And we have already been in Prague, see the picture. And you even see me here. And so it's back and a lot of fun, and you will enjoy it. I hope many of you will come and meet with us from Canonical so that we make a great 23.04, which is the version which we will prepare at that time. So, has someone any questions?
We have 50 seconds for questions. Who is invited?
Everyone can come, as long as he finances it by itself, but there will be probably a way if you want to get sponsoring. What's that? What's that?
Someone is calling you to say...
Yes, how I block it.
Okay, thank you, Till. That was amazing. It's good to have more conferences to look forward to. Thank you. I truly am.
And I want to tell you one more thing. See you. We all will meet tomorrow here at this venue on the terrace for the Ubuntu 20.04 LTS Jammy Jellyfish release party.
There will be cake.
And it is tomorrow at 7 up to 9:30 with cake, with food, with drinks on Canonical, and right before the DJ party.
Eat all the cake.
I hope I will see a lot of you also there.
Cake.
Thank you. Obrigado. Vielen Dank.
That's a great way to wrap up the day.